I think the All Blacks actually played really well in Perth, so a tick there for Damian McKenzie. But I just think he's had more than enough chances, and I think Beauden Barrett is a much more reliable option.
Just in terms of a New Zealand side playing another team and winning, and we've thrashed England in both of these one-days. Their players have probably got their minds on bigger fish to fry, which is the Ashes and everything else.
I'm a bit more pro one-day cricket than T20 cricket. I just don't really have much time for T20 cricket, unless it's a World Cup.
DSPN, the Devlin Sports Podcast Network.
DSPN, Martin Devlin, Lachlan Waugh. All Blacks are announced tomorrow. Pod Turner's going to be joining us with his expert thoughts and analysis all over that. Today on the show, Chris Jones, Times Online, Rugby Pass out of the UK. Just a big overall look at the autumn internationals. We've got two crackerjacks this weekend. That's England versus Oz and us versus Ireland. Who's got the hardest schedule? The Northern Hemisphere a little fearful of the Southern Hemisphere sides at the moment, given the fact that we've come through the Rugby Championship and the two best teams in the world are down here. You can argue about that in the comment section as much as you like, but it's the truth. Unless, of course, the Northern Hemisphere teams do a number on us in these upcoming internationals. As well as that, we've got a game of glass half full to play in a second, and Kiwi Ferns coach Ricky Henry joining us. Big doubleheader, Eden Park in Auckland this Sunday. Kiwis are playing Tonga, and our Kiwi women are playing the Jillaroos, the world champion Australians. So we'll have a good chat about that as well. Glass half full time, Lachlan.
Glass half full.
I go through a few scenarios here, and you can tell me quickly whether you feel glass half full or glass half empty about all of these.
Yes!
Silver Ferns squaring the series against Australia. Lost in extra time, though. They call it the series decider. I like the fact that they put this in because it used to be points differential or goal differential, and they put this in, and we ended up losing. But this is a hell of a comeback. I'm actually feeling really good and buoyant. Said yesterday that I wanted the Silver Ferns to win. Nolene's coming back, which is great, and hopefully Gail Parata gets her job back as well. But the Silver Ferns had to do this for all kinds of credibility reasons, for all kind of resurrection reasons. They had to come out here strong at home, and they've done it. They've beaten them twice, which is no fluke.
Yeah,
Australia once, mate, not twice.
No, I know, and they, I think they were losing to Australia by 3 goals heading into that final quarter, so it was a very good finish to that game. It's a really weird structure because it's not really classed. Like, if you go onto the Silver Ferns website, it's got 2 different box scores for the games, even though it was kind of just one game because it was extra time, but it's classed as a series decider. So the Silver Ferns technically won the 4th test and drew the series. Then there was a series decider. No, it's really good. I actually felt kind of bad because I was watching Karen Berger's post-match chat with Sky Sport, and she was, she sounded very buoyant and very positive about the team's performance and their redemption arc, if you will. And also the crowd started praising and cheering her as well, and she paid some credit to the fans. And I actually felt really bad that yesterday I said I wanted this team to lose because I look at that and go, I want the players to win, ones who didn't try and throw Dame Knowles under the bus, and I want the coaches to win. I love all of these people. It's just that obviously the administrative staff and the way this all was handled. It's easy to have that cloud your judgment and your feelings towards the team.
The great thing about it was I think that if we weren't playing Australia, this would have been a festering sore that would never have gone away. But the easiest way to make it go away is for the team to actually play, and the team to play well and come back and win like this.
Yeah, and also, look, it's a drawn series and you lose the decider by 1 goal. I mean, it was 10-all, and then I think Australia ran down the last 30 seconds, which felt a bit,
well, it's called winning.
Yeah, it's smart tactics. We won the series last year. I think we won 3 of the 4 games. Yeah. And then I think the 2 or 3 previous series to that, they were actually drawn series and we lost on goals difference. So we've been right there with Australia the last couple of years, and they are the benchmark when it comes to netball. So we're actually not far off, even though it feels like we've been losing a lot more than winning lately.
Glass half full. Good on you, Silver Ferns.
Yeah.
That doesn't mean good on you, Netball New Zealand.
No, board and administrative staff still thumbs down on you.
Blackcaps thrashing England again. I was saying this yesterday. I just find I just don't get where these series are meant to fit or what they actually mean. But just in terms of a New Zealand side playing another team and winning, and we've thrashed England in both of these one days. Their players have probably got their minds on bigger fish to fry, which is the Ashes and everything else. But they still front up. They're wearing the badge. They're wearing the uniform. They got to get out there, and we've absolutely kicked their butt 2 times. 2 times now.
Yeah,
so well done, Blackcaps.
Bowled them out in 33 overs,
and Blair
which was great. What a story.
What a story. I mean, talk about put a perspective on life. And we think sport is so important every day. And then he comes along and tells his story. And then to come back like he has.
Yeah, nearly 3 years out.
Yeah, delighted for you, mate.
Best figures in ODI format.
Yep. I still find the whole series a bit, I don't know, but the fact I tuned in, I started watching, and I love the fact that we're smacking them.
Yeah, I mean, I'm a bit
I'm
more.
kind of a glass half.
Yeah, I'm a bit more pro one-day cricket than T20 cricket. I just don't really have much time for T20 cricket unless it's a World Cup. But no, it's a good result. You can only beat what's in front of you. I mean, if England aren't caring, that's not our problem. We've got to go out there and still win.
That's it, absolutely. Glass half full, glass half empty on Beauden Barrett starting.
Glass half full, without a doubt.
There you
Glass
go.
half
We're in
full.
agreement on
Stop
this.
it. There's no
Leave us a comment on this.
debate.
Yeah, I think
no debate.
And we're about 20 hours away from when the team gets named. It gets named tomorrow morning. I think it's embargoed for about an hour, but I think we get it about 5:30 or 6 a.m. It's going to be an early start tomorrow. He will start. If he's fit, he starts. I don't think this is a debate,
No.
is it?
And as much as I don't think Damian McKenzie really did anything wrong, because he played most of the Eden Park Test at first five, didn't he?
He did. He came on. He was kind of all over the place. But he came on early, and then he played about 2 or 3 positions there. And
so he was steady, and he was fine in Perth.
Yeah.
Again, I think the All Blacks actually played really well in Perth. So, a tick there for Damian McKenzie. But I just think he's had more than enough chances, and I think Beauden Barrett is a much more reliable option. No disrespect to Damian McKenzie.
He'll come off the bench.
I still want him in the 23. He's absolutely valuable off the bench. But no, Beauden Barrett's our first five. Unless whether Ruben Love gets a run and just lights the world on fire, whether Richie Mo'unga...
I think he plays against Wales
next year or the year after, Richie Mo'unga looks really good. Until then, it's Beauden Barrett's jersey, I think.
Glass half full, glass half empty on Cam Norrie, who...
Your favourite, you love Cam Norrie.
Well, yeah, I call him the wrist injury because that always seems to happen just by sheer coincidence every time he comes to the ASB Classic. But
this will be his 10th time.
He fills the stadium. People love watching him play, and he had his best ever win yesterday against Carlos Alcaraz in the Paris Masters. Glass half full, glass half empty. He can go on from here. I was going to say win a Grand Slam, make a Grand Slam final. I don't think he's good enough to beat Alcaraz or Sinner in those tournaments. Because they come to play in those tournaments.
Not the Grand Slams, no. It's a bit like a golf major, right? Like you can win sort of PGA tournaments, not disrespecting a PGA win, because obviously Ryan Fox has had a couple now. But when it comes to the majors, that's where, you sort of...
Big boys come out to play,
well,
don't
exactly.
they? And especially in the Grand Slams, because those two just seem to me to be a level above everyone else now in men's tennis. I mean, Novak's still there or thereabouts.
Yes.
He'll make a semi-final.
It's very much the... There was more of an age difference between Federer and Nadal. Federer was a few years older. Well, maybe not more of one, but anyway, Federer sort of turned up a bit earlier than Nadal. But it is like that rivalry where you had these two guys and they were just head and shoulders above the rest, and then Novak turned up. But we don't really have a Novak yet, do we? We're a third guy coming into the mix.
Third wheel, no. And then you had Andy Murray as well, and there was 4 of them.
Yeah.
So we're crying out for that. But at least these two are playing tennis at a level which is.
But it's.
I mean, they'll go down as two of the greatest players ever. I'm absolutely convinced about this. They'll get 15 to 20 Grand Slams each, providing they stay injury free.
Was it the Aussie Open earlier this year, or was it early last year where Sinner beat Medvedev? Which one was it?
Sinner won it this year.
Yeah, he did. But I can't remember who he played in the final. But
it was Alcaraz,
I could be, maybe. I can't quite remember. But it feels like they're in the final every single time. Every single Grand Slam, it feels like those two. So point being, Norrie's a fair way off. But he
great
feels...
win,
yeah, great. Well, for sure. I mean, anytime you can beat one of those guys in a
final.
In a final of a tournament that's not to be slept on. It's still it's one that... It's a bit like Indian Wells. People take it pretty seriously. So, no, that's good for Cam Norrie.
Couple to go. Yes! Glass half full, glass half empty on Jan Hendrik Wessels getting his genital grab punishment reduced by a week. He did the Christmas hold in club rugby.
Was it clear and obvious what he was doing?
Referee missed it. No. But obviously the guy on the ground didn't.
No, the one who was probably screaming around in pain and can't have kids now.
Jan Hendrik Wessels. Look, that is the ultimate sin in combative sport. You don't touch these and you don't touch those.
What about when Joe Marler kind of tickled Alan Wynne-Jones's testicles? Remember that?
And you don't do the hopawati either, okay? There's certain things you just don't do. The grubby stuff on the field. It used to be called the dark arts.
Yeah.
Remember in 1999, we lost the semi-final to France in the World Cup. You weren't around, obviously, but Radio Sport.
I was. I mean, I was 2 years old, but I was around, thank you.
Kick-started after that. And a couple of the All Blacks came out afterwards and said, the French, they grabbed our balls. You ever imagine Colin Meads, Sir Pine Tree, coming off the field and saying, oh, that player grabbed my nuts?
Yeah.
That player wouldn't have a hand. He would have eaten his hand.
Yeah, but if Colin Meads said that, he would have gotten a slap, and then he'd be like, oh, gee, thanks for that.
Yeah, But, that reduced from 9 weeks to 8 weeks. I'm glass half empty about this. You punished him for 9 weeks.
Why reduce to 8?
Why are you reducing it by a week? What's the point in that?
Well, especially when it's that large, it may as well be 9.
Well, if you're going to reduce it down to 3, okay? But why take a week off that. He obviously did it. You punished him. I don't get it.
So
Fine.
hold up. What is the ninth? So an 8. I guess this is only can it only be served internationally? Does it include like the URC or wherever?
Well, he won't be playing any of the Autumn International.
And I'm just thinking that if it's only international, I don't know how it works. Then that would knock out if it's 8.
Yeah, look, rugby's it's all
It means
designed.
he can come back for
Man,
the
how
rugby
many
championship
times have
next
we
year.
seen this where
I don't know.
all of a sudden he's available to play this or he's available to play
No,
that.
that's the thing. I mean, if it aligns with maybe the first test between the All Blacks and the Springboks next year that he's now available for that, I don't know. I would imagine if he's done it at club rugby level, it would include international and his club or his franchise
It goes
duties.
through your head that you want to even do that.
Well, why did Hopewadi stick his finger?
Uh,
But didn't Hopewadi do it a number of times?
Oh, there's several times.
Yeah.
Yeah, several times.
It's like, Todd Carney, why did he do what he did? Craig Gow, all the issues he had off the field. Why do these guys do what they do? Zach Guilford, maybe it's a slightly more tragic story, but why did he keep doing what he's doing? Some people are just a little bit damaged in the brain.
Final one.
Respectfully.
Glass half full, glass half empty on celebrating Halloween tomorrow.
Glass half. Well, I don't really like Halloween in general, but glass half full. Don't.
Tell them.
Well, I've got a dinner.
Yeah,
Yeah.
tell them.
I've got a dinner where I'm dressing up.
How old are you? How old are you?
People still do dress up. Look,
Well, they're
it's a-
children, mate. They go around trick-or-treating and they get
There is
mollies.
a colleague of ours who we work closely with each day. His name is Brody. He went to a dress-up party with matching outfits with a certain someone. He's
23 and he looks like the guy from Baywatch, mate.
Yeah,
He's allowed
that's his
to
new
do what he
nickname,
wants.
Baywatch. That's his new nickname.
He
Yeah, he
allowed
might
to
be
do it.
5 years younger than me, but
You're going to a Halloween party and you're having matching dress
Yeah, I
ups.
got a matching outfit with her, but it's not a party. It's a BYO dinner. It's a bit different. So I've got which I think is actually kind of worse. People can relate to this. Any of the listeners
course
can
they
relate
can.
to this. You
Leave
can.
a comment.
No, hold up. When you had mufti day at school, you always went through that paranoia beforehand that, geez, did I get the right day? Because you don't want to turn up in your mufti, right? And everyone else is in the
Well,
uniform.
you don't want to turn up in your uniform and everyone else is in the mufti.
Well, then you can kind of get away with it. Go, I don't care about it anyway. Point is, I don't want to. A bit nervous about turning up to a restaurant where I'm decked out in a Halloween outfit. What if everyone else is in suit and tie
You
and
win.
nice? No, but what if
win.
even the table I'm joining hasn't even dressed up?
So final bit. I went to a good mate's 60th because I got a 60th now. When Richard turned 60. Richard Swanee turned 60. It was meant to be a fancy dress party, right? And then apparently there's a Facebook message put out a couple of weeks later and that had been canned. But two of his greatest friends turned up, him and her, dressed like, because they got the original memo and it was going to be the Gladiator. So he turned up in full Russell Crowe kit and so did she. They were the only people in the party standing there in Roman sandals, full thing with a sword. Everyone else, and they won. Because all night they were the coolest people in the room. It's like, you dressed up.
Yeah, it is cool. Maybe it's different when you're an adult because your self-esteem is a bit
What do
higher.
you mean an
than when
adult? You're
a
an
kid.
adult.
No, I'm just thinking about when I was young and I was at school and you had your mufti days, particularly when I was at intermediate because you had class mufti days that you won from sports days and you had like you had a what did they called them whanos, but it was essentially like groups of classes were in different whanos and they'd have mufti days, and then you just get paranoid because you'd see someone walking to school going, hold up, they're all in uniform, what's going on? Oh, it was my class mufti day. That's right. Oh, okay. Point is, I'm turning up to a restaurant in an outfit, and it's a matching outfit, and I'm sure it'll be nice and fun, and I'll have some food and some drinks, but I don't know, but I'm not a dress-up fan. I've never really been a dress-up fan.
I'm glass half full because Lachlan's doing it. Leave us a comment as always, people. Mailbag coming tomorrow. All Blacks team announced as well.
DSPN.